think the best illustration of that was probably the TWA Flight 800 crash. Does anybody remember that? I realized that I'd started life as a journalist, as a writer and an on-air host on radio, and then later as a reporter in television and a producer. And I realized that I'd basically become a travel agent. Because the phones were, I was in the New York BBC office and the phones were ringing, 6 phones. And they were all BBC people in London. So there was the evening show for TV, and there was the morning show for radio. And there was the World Channel, and there was the Scottish Channel, and there was the Welsh Channel. And there was Radio Manchester, Radio London, Radio Birmingham, Radio Glasgow, Radio God knows where, Falkland Islands. And they all wanted different things. And I'm saying, well, you know, we've sent 15 camera crews, we've sent 20 reporters, we've got people flying over on the Concorde, we've got 12 satellite dishes, and none of it's there yet, so you're going to have to wait. But the phones kept on ringing and the phones kept on ringing. And in the end I thought, this is ridiculous. You know, I can't do this anymore. I'm booking hotel rooms in Long Island for all these folks. And you can confirm how different this is afterwards. Here.
I doubt it's as different as we might hope.
In the BBC, the producer was basically in charge of everything. So you did what needed doing. Now, usually, you know, if you go out on an important story for TV, we're talking TV here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you would go out with a technician, somebody who could operate a camera. You know, in the old days, I would go out, there'd be like 10 of them. There'd be like 3 lighting guys, three sparks, as we used to call them. So I guess, in a way, what drove me out of the BBC was just the way that my career path had taken me, and I had ended up in a job, although the job was promised to me as a kind of an editorial leadership role. It ended up I was more like a logistics person, more like a travel agent, which is not really what I wanted to be. And I wanted to go back and concentrate on something that was clearer and more straightforward, and where you could think more in depth about the story and cover the story with a little more thought and a little more planning.